Welcome back, my regular individuals, to another episode of A Word with Erica. Hope you guys are doing well. I know the last time we came together, or the last time I posted a video, I was a little down in the dumps and a little mentally drained. As you can see, I feel a little bit better. Actually, I feel a lot better. Um, But I still wanted to talk about us. Like I said, we're moving into mental health, and I just want to talk about it a little bit more today. So I want to ask, what percentage of yourself is a selfish individual? How much do you think about yourself before you think of others? And I know you're probably thinking, like, what on earth does this have to do with mental health? It does. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but when I'm going through something and I need to process or I need to vent, or as women, you know, we have to process outwardly. We need somebody to talk to. We need to talk it through. Um, and I think a lot of times we just go to the first person, or someone that, we can trust. But how much do you think about that other individual before you just unload on them? And a lot of times, for me, I try to be considerate. I try not to be selfish in who I am and what I want, because I know it's about us and how we feel in the moment, but you got to also consider how someone else may be feeling. So before I unload on someone, I'll text them or I'll call them and I'll simply say, how are you doing? What are you doing? How are you doing? How's your day going? How are you feeling? Like, okay, now I need to unload. Do you have space to do that? To listen to me, to help me out? And us as humans, we are innately selfish. We think about ourselves first in everything. So again, I asked, how selfish are you? What percentage are you selfish? For me, I hear a lot of people saying that I'm selfless. I can be a little selfish. I'm selfish with my kids because I buy you your own things. I want my things, and I don't want to share. Not really selfish with my time, but we can also, going back to circling in to mental health, we can also be very selfish with our progress or with our mental health. Like, it's always been such a taboo subject, and I know the generations prior to me, there was no talking about it, but now the generations that are coming up now, my children's generations and the newer generations, they are talking about mental health. They are making it a priority in their lives. They're speaking up against it or letting people know it's out here and it's real. I was just in the bed not wanting to get up last week, and as you can see, I dyed my hair. I'm out here. I'm looking like somebody. My daughter did my makeup. So you guys can, I told her something natural. Can't say that this is 100% natural, but I like it. And if you want to follow her page, it is at Mini Makeup Girl. Everything's spelled correctly. So go check that out. But as you can see, I look differently. I feel better. And there may be a little bit selfish in me, but it is to promote healing, because I'm thinking about me. I'm thinking about me and what makes me feel good. To get me out of that rut I was in last week, changing my hair color works for me, because I feel like that's the only thing I can control when I'm feeling like that. But I also make it a conscious effort to combat those negative feelings and that depression, because for one, I got too much stuff going on. I don't have time for that. I don't want to continue to go into a cycle where I'm down in the dumps. I'm in the bed. I'm not wanting to get up. And I know I told you guys about some of the material that I'll be wearing. So today I have on a hoodie that I made. It says, "Your spark ignites someone's universe." And it does. There's someone out there that thinks so highly of you. Even if you don't think highly of yourself, someone out there loves to talk to you. Someone out there loves having you in their life because there's just a spark about yourself as a regular individual that ignites someone's universe. And that feels good. It feels really good to know that you can make someone stay just by being you. And the world is better. Someone's world is better with you in it. So don't take yourself for granted. Don't be selfish and keep all your feelings bottled up because you don't want to bother someone, or you don't want anybody to know that you're struggling. I think it is extremely selfish to keep all that stuff inside. Not being able to be honest with yourself about who you are and what you may be going through, I think that's selfish. Because if you get to a point where you're thinking or contemplating suicide, or you feeling like you don't want to be here anymore, and there are people whose universe you ignite, you're taking that from them and you're taking it from yourself, and you're doing yourself such a disservice by not opening up your mouth. And we can be very selfish by not thinking about others. And I know you're saying on one end, being selfish and not telling someone what's going on is being selfish on my end, but it's also being selfish if you just tell someone and they're going through a lot, because you never know what someone's going through. That's why I say check with them, see how they're feeling before you unload, before you trauma dump. Some people don't mind. That's what we are to do as family and friends. But if that person is not available, you can always call your local suicide prevention hotline, or you can look up a local therapist, an online therapist. Talk to someone. Don't be selfish when it comes to life, because what we don't realize is that our actions directly affect so many people around us. You matter. I matter. And we're going to go through this thing together. Like, feel free to comment or get a hold of me. My email is awordwitherica@gmail.com. I know it's kind of scary to talk about mental health. It's scary to leave comments. But if you need to talk, I'm a regular individual. And I can talk. I mean, I know a little bit of something. I also wanted to share that, moving forward, as we're making a segue into mental health, I'm going to be talking about, working in mental health, so many topics in regards to working in mental health, as well as having mental health disorders or living with people with mental health disorders, having friends, or being in a relationship with someone who has a mental health diagnosis or undiagnosed. We may be some of those individuals who are undiagnosed, and that's okay as well. Love yourself. Think about yourself. Be selfish on some end, and on another end, don't be selfish, because you matter. And this is a relatively short video, but that's really all I had to say. No one likes a selfish individual. Like, if you're always worried about you and everything has to revolve around you, then that's not a good selfish characteristic to have. If you don't care about how someone else is feeling before you say some things, and you need to take a look within. And I dare not talk to you guys as if you don't matter, or you're incapable, or you're dumb, or anything. All I want to do is just give you a little bit of insight or a different perspective on how to look at a certain topic or a certain word that I'm sharing. And again, it's selfishness. Selfishness in the sense of not caring enough about yourself to seek help, or selfish to where you don't care about the outcome of your actions as how they will affect the other individuals in your life. And then there's another aspect of being selfish when talking to people. We want everybody to, be there for us, or we want them to cater to us, or we want them to respond in the way that we think that we want them to respond, or we think they should respond. And in reality, that may not happen. That may not happen always. And there's that thing of we don't know what other people may be going through. And so things it won't always go our way. And that was the thing I struggled with. I foresee things happening this way. I've laid it out in my head how I feel like it should go. But that's selfish. Because number one, God already got this thing worked out. He has already gone before you. He already knew the turns that your life would take. And he already knows the outcome. So regardless of how we foresee things happening, he already knows. And I feel like we should trust him. I trust him in my life. And I don't want to be selfish. I want to be selfish in a way where I'm taking care of myself physically, mentally, emotionally, where I'm doing a little bit of self-care, something I've never done before. I want to be selfish in that aspect, and I want to be selfish with my time, when giving God my time. But I don't want to be so selfish that I hurt other individuals in the process of not taking care of my mental health. So if you got to go and ask everybody you know, how much do I mean to you? Is there something about me that keeps you going? Is there something about me that makes you smile? There's somebody out there that will tell you that you mean the world to them. That they don't know what they do without you being a friend in their life. Write down, make a list if you can. On one side, make 3 columns. How selfish are you with yourself? How selfish are you with other people? What percentage of yourself are you selfish with other people? And how they may respond, and you wanting them to do what you want to do? How selfish are you with yourself and taking care of yourself, making time for yourself? And on the 3rd column, how selfish are you about your actions and the impact that they have on others? Evaluate those things and balance it out. Try to balance it out. As always, I love you guys, and thank you so much for joining me on this other episode with a regular individual such as myself on this channel, A Word with Erica. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I will see you next time. Go tag a friend. Send this to a friend who may need it. Send it to a friend that's struggling. Listen to it as many times as you need to. Ask questions so that I can clarify. Give me topics on other things that you would like to discuss. Thank you for being my tribe. And if this just helps one person, then I feel good. All right, I'll see you guys next time.